Good morning. Today is Thursday, July the 2nd. I want to talk on a very personal level today with each one of you about a real concern I have concerning our continued separation from one another. In March, when all of this started happening, the decision was made that we would not meet in our regular worship times, nor would we meet for Bible classes either on Sunday mornings or on Wednesdays. We didn't know exactly at that time how long this was going to go on, but the decision was made that we should stay in our homes and that we would all participate in worship by way of our live streaming. And I'm very grateful for technology, and especially grateful to our deacons who have made this technology work for all of us. It's a good thing. So for about 8 weeks or so, we had 7 or 8 or 9 people here producing what you saw on the YouTube. At first, honestly, it was new and it was kind of exciting because we were all doing something that we had never done before. Some of us, for the very first time, we made unleavened bread in our homes. And we were participating in a level of worship that we were not used to doing. And there was something special about that. And at that time, the number of people who worshiped with us via that live streaming was surprisingly large. We were actually staying in touch with one another at that time, and through those YouTube presentations, we were actually reaching more people than would normally be here on a Sunday morning. About that same time, we started these daily messages. At that time, we did this for the purpose of holding us all together. We realized that meeting one time a week was not what we were used to, and we wanted to have something that was just kind of a spiritual reminder on a daily basis that would hold us together. And when we started these messages, that too, it was a surprising number of people who were watching every day. And so that was gratifying, and we felt good about it. And then, just when we thought that we were on the verge of getting back to normal, a new wave of infection has come upon us. The numbers of positive cases is spiking in a number of states, including here in Oklahoma. I don't know what's going to happen next. Neither do you. None of us knows what's going to happen next. But I do know that we're not back together yet. And it isn't any fun anymore. We simply miss being with each other. We're hindered from doing some of the good works that we were doing. And my honest fear is that some of us are starting to kind of just drift away. The number of people watching on YouTube has declined pretty dramatically. And yes, I understand. We have more people that are actually worshiping with us in the auditorium on Sunday mornings. This last Sunday we had 86 people worshiping. But when we take the total of those that were worshiping here in person and those that are now watching via the live streaming, the number is down. And with that number going down, it means that there are some who are possibly just, again, drifting away. Anyone who has had to miss a number of weeks of worship together, either because of a protracted illness or for some other reason, you know that first time back can be hard. And it's not because we don't want to be here. We enjoy this fellowship. We want to be together. But that first time back seems to be kind of a barrier for a lot of reasons. Even when you have all these wonderful reasons to be here, it's still a daunting task to walk back through those doors. We want to be here. We know that it's an encouragement to be here, and that there is a warm fellowship when we are gathered together here. But for whatever reason, it's hard to come back. So this is my fear. We may have a significant number of people who find it hard to come back, even after this whole thing is done. Now, I know that being in the auditorium is not required for you to experience great worship. Some of you are having wonderful worship times in your home, and that's a good thing. But there is a strength that comes when we're gathered together in the larger group. There's an encouragement when we see the pews filled. There's hope when we sing together as a large congregation. There is a reason why the writer of the book of Hebrews warned us to not forsake the assembling of ourselves together, because he knew that it's important for Christians to gather together. So, today, I simply want to encourage each of you to take an honest look at your own life and see where you are. Now, if you're watching this, it probably means that you are staying somewhat connected. But what about those who aren't? What about the people who are dangerously drifting away from the church? So, for those of you who are watching, I would like to ask 3 things. First of all, take a good look at yourself. Take an honest examination of yourself and see, is your attitude in attendance, even if the rest of you is not? Are you mentally still connected with the church in strong, meaningful ways? Secondly, I'd like you to think about someone in the church whom you might suspect needs an encouragement right now. And I'd like to encourage you to give them a call. Now, I'm not talking about talking for 30 minutes. I'm talking about a 2-minute phone call that says it's simply you calling up somebody and saying, look, I realize we haven't been together for a long time, and I happened to think about you today. I just wanted to call and let you know that I'm looking forward to us all being back together. That 2 minutes can turn somebody's day around. It almost certainly will be a highlight, if not the highlight of their day, and in many ways it may be a life-changing thing for them, simply for someone else to express to them the fact that they are being thought about and that we are still connected as brethren. So I want to urge you to do something today that renews that connection. It may also be with a card, something else, but and you have email, you have other things that might be available, but in some way make a connection today with someone who needs that connection. And then finally, if it is possible, be here on Sunday. I know that there are some who still do not feel comfortable coming out in public, and I have a respect for that, and the truth is that some people probably should not be out in public right now, especially with our rising numbers. I understand that that is a reality. But my fear is that there are some who can, but they are caught in this hesitation that comes after you've been gone for a while. And then here's the reality also. We may be headed for another shutdown. I'm not sure exactly what direction this is going to take, but with all these added cases we're hearing about, it is possible that we might move back to worshiping only by way of our live streaming. I don't know yet. But as of now, we still are meeting here on Sunday morning in our auditorium, and we still have room to do the proper social distancing, and we do encourage people to wear a mask during that time, except when you're taking the Lord's Supper, obviously. But there are ways to work this out. I know that it's awkward. Wearing a mask, being socially separated, not being able to shake hands or give a hug, it's not something we're used to. But for right now, it is what we have. And while we want to respect the avoidance of this virus in our own lives and in the lives of others, we still have this need to be together as the church. So if it is possible, let's be together on Sunday morning. Now, again, I'm not sure what's going to happen next. But I do know this. We need to be together. We need a renewal of our spiritual strength. We need to feel the power of our brotherhood. We need to see that with this crazy year that we are experiencing comes a great opportunity for the church to be the church. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Have a great day.